I'm about to tell you the specifics about how I quit drinking alcohol and smoking cigarettes, but I think it could be applied to almost any addiction. Let me first tell you a little bit about me in this regard. I was in a touring rock and roll band for many years. We played over 700 shows in many different places. I was a total drunk, and for about 7 years I drank every single day, whenever I could. I only missed a few days here and there because I was too sick from the previous night of drinking, but even then, I usually tried to give it the old college try. I drank more than anyone that I knew, and that's saying something when you're in a bar every night as a band member. I haven't had a drink in over 3 years, and I'll try to explain to you how I did it. First of all, you have to want it. This is by far the most important thing. You have to want to quit drinking. Yes, I know that you might not want to quit drinking in the sense that you are addicted to it, but you must want to quit drinking in the other sense, the sense that you recognize how much harm that it is causing and that it has to stop. Some of you may need to admit that you need to quit. This can be harder than it sounds for some people, but I would say go ahead and get it over with. Here's something that I did. Make a list with 2 columns. On one side, list all the reasons that you need to quit. List all the things that would get better if you quit. And then on the other side of the list, write all the reasons to keep drinking. This is an important thing to do for later. I was very amazed to see how extensive the list became as I listed the good things that would happen if I quit drinking. It's important to see it all there in black and white, in my opinion. I tried to quit once right after I made that list, and it only lasted for 2 weeks. The reason why I failed that time is because I made a very common mistake that alcoholics make when trying to quit. Let me explain. It is very, very important that if you're wanting to quit, that you don't allow yourself a hypothetical, future, special occasion drink. That is, telling yourself that one day there might be an occasion special enough that you can drink, or that you can just quit drinking long enough not to be an alcoholic, and then you'll be able to just socially drink, as they say, or just have one every now and again. It sounds like a good idea, but it just doesn't work, unfortunately, because the special occasion will come sooner than you think, and then after that occasion you might even wait a few more days or even a week or more before having another drink. But then they will keep getting closer and closer, and you will be right back where you were, and a little worse. And it's not just me. I've heard the same thing from many, many drunks. So trust me, if you want to quit, you have to already deny yourself that future special occasion drink. You have to be okay with never having another drink for the rest of your life. I know that sounds harsh, but it's true. The next and most important thing is to stop drinking. Just stop. You might want to try to do it in the morning, or you might want to try to do it at night, or just right now. Just don't turn the glass or bottle up anymore. Just stop drinking. I quit smoking too at the same time. I figured it's going to be hard on me anyway. I might as well do them both at the same time. That way, I won't know which one is bothering me more. And I smoked about 2 packs a day too. I figured, well, quitting smoking makes you gain weight supposedly, and quitting drinking makes you lose weight, so I'll just do them at the same time and cancel it out altogether. The first few days were pretty hard, but I just kept focusing on why I was quitting and remembering the list. I took deep breaths whenever the cravings of doing either one came up. The real rough part for me was about the first 3 days or so. It really wasn't that bad though. Some people will have more severe withdrawals, but like I said, I drank a lot, and it wasn't that bad. The first time I tried to quit, I did not drink non-alcoholic beer. I didn't like the idea. But the last and successful time, I drank quite a lot of non-alcoholic beer. I also sometimes would buy tonic water and limes, or cranberry juice, or something like that. For the first few months, I found it to be a great way to calm the cravings, especially during the harder times. I drank a lot of coffee and other interesting drinks. I found Perrier and other mineral waters to be the perfect blanks, as I called them, because they had the bite like beer, and they were carbonated, but they didn't give you a headache like some non-alcoholic beers do. And mineral water is actually pretty good for you, unlike coffee. Some people might have to avoid their usual scenes and friends, and that might not be a bad thing for some of you, and there's nothing wrong with that. But I'm here to tell you that it can be done without doing that. As I said, I was in a rock and roll band that toured all the time, and we were in bars and clubs every night, and we always had free drinks, so I was very much around the bar scene during the difficult times, and I really had to learn how to stay strong. I also didn't have a lot of support. In fact, a lot of my friends would continually try to get me to drink. But in the end, it just made my resistance to temptation bulletproof. It was very hard for me for about 3 months. I think that I thought about it every single day. I thought that this was how it was always going to be for me, and that I would always burn with desire for alcohol. And I figured, well, I guess this is what I get for being so addicted to it. And now I'll tell you a secret that I wish that I had known when I was trying to quit drinking for those first few months. At some point, for me it was about 3 months into it, might have even been on a particular day, it just went away. I'm serious, it just vanished. I no longer thought about it all the time. It was like a miracle. I felt like I had been set free from prison or something. I later thought of that verse in the Bible that says, "Resist the devil, and he will flee from you." I feel strongly that that's what happened with me. Moving on. If you were like me, most of my entire life, or my recreation life anyway, in one way or another revolved around drinking. To me, in my head, quitting drinking meant that I would be giving up all of my fun. But here's another secret. That is a total lie. Everything is better when you're sober. It is such a sham to think that you are somehow better or something when you're drunk. I used to have several things that I told myself that about. I was wrong about every one. I am much more happy and healthy and effective and productive than I ever could have been when I was a drunk. In fact, I was none of those things before I quit. My life, if it was a line graph, went through the roof when I quit. Not to mention that my living expenses dropped like 50%, so I was able to do a lot of things that I normally was never able to do. The simple fact is that alcohol totally kills your brain. It's very damaging. Not to mention that there's fluoride in most every type of alcohol, and if you drink it like I used to, then you're getting way, way too much fluoride, which can be very dangerous. I'm here to tell you that it can be done, and that it's not that bad. Don't let anyone tell you that it's too hard to do on your own. You can do it, and you can do it now. All it takes is not turning up the glass. This is a very exciting time. We all need to realize our full potential. Find out. Quit drinking. And I'll conclude with this quote from C.S. Lewis. He said, "What saves a man is to take a step, then another step." Thanks for your time.